Hello guys, this is Dr. Marz Monczak and tips for violin playing. Today I'd like to talk about etude number 9 by Kreutzer. And this etude is a very special one. In a way, it's the first time that the focus is on the left hand more than the right hand. So the first time, I mean, in the 9 etudes so far. So this is an etude that it's really practical and extremely important for development of the left hand. And this movement, Kreutzer, he knows that, this movement can get, you can get cramps when you do that, and also. By nature, the fourth finger is the weakest one. I mean, it's just the the smallest one, and needs special attention, like a little brother, of 5 brothers. The fat one, the smart one, the long one, kind of stupid one, and then the little one. They are, in a way, working together, but at the same time, the fourth finger needs special attention. So when you are putting your hand in this position, make sure that actually you are paying attention more to the fourth finger first. So you don't start putting the you position your hand from the first finger. You're starting to put the position from the fourth finger. So your elbow and the thumb, wrist, should really go into the kind of make it the fourth one the most comfortable, because then the hand is much more kind of relaxed, and also you can actually pull back a little bit of the first finger. So in a way, like kids are taught to play from the first finger, and then the fourth one is kind of really far away, and usually they go also with flat one. This is not good. Don't do flat fingers. They should be round, round and curved well. So this way you are able to hit the note from above. And it's also kind of as a principle also of violin playing that you should hit only the string that you're playing. So when I play on D string, I try to hit only this one. So in a way, even if I put all 4 fingers on the string, you say the A, I should not touch the A string. So G, yeah, a little bit G could be here touched. So do not touch the A string from the above. And then you see the principle of working this is also to look for a relaxation. How we look for a relaxation? That there are only 16 notes, right? There are a few kind of breaks. 1, 2, 3. That 4. That Kreutzer wants us to have like a quarter note break. But actually, you can make a minor release of tension when you play this. So while you're playing, so when you go, so in a way, again, gravitation, the pull, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're relaxing on this one. So you're playing, it's difficult actually to tell, in English, what I'm feeling in my body and what should I watch out, because when you are not doing this kind of minuscule relaxation and release of tension, then you get more and more tense with your hand. But this way, when you go, and here is also something I would like to tell you, that it's actually very useful to watch, those big guys, even from the past. There are some videos of them. Let's say Yasha Haifez, for example, when his lifting of fingers were very high. So it's a little bit like when you lift the fingers. Of course, it's a minimum movement, but at the same time, it's a minimum movement in a fast, here, for example, in a fast motion. So imagine, these guys are a little bit like our legs too. We have kind of almost the same joints, right? Three joints. So when you're trying to run fast, your legs actually you're pulling them out quite far, quite above the ground. So you don't doing them, very stiff and close to the ground. You're trying to really get the feeling of the running, and then the wind in your head. Really, that you feel it. But so it's the same thing here. So when you are doing, try kind of pull the fingers quite high. See. So this is a principle that it's truly one of the keys for violin playing, is that you don't play too close. Well, when you play slow, there's no problem. Let's say slow and piano, but when you want to try to do it fast and forte, it's you need to pull the fingers up. So it's also one thing that usually people think about putting the fingers down, and down. But here in this exercise, this etude, the Kreutzer is showing us that it's also very beneficial to think about lifting the fingers. You see, not only putting them down but also lifting them. And so when I put them down, I lift them also. They will actually, they would be light. So this is something that we need to pay attention to. So another thing is that what Kreutzer also teaches us, that by repeating, let's say 6 times the same pattern, let's say F A G A, 3 4 5 6, he teaches us to kind of hit the strings at the same time, at the same when it's a G, it's a G, it's A, when it's F, and it's F is F. So it's not that easy actually to hit the notes in the same exact position. So we are trying to teach them, those very unruly guys, to hit the strings at the same level, the same angle, and really at the same place. So also one thing that you should be really stressed out when you putting the fingers, there's like a rule also on the violin that you should hold as many fingers down as possible. Of course, when you play like cantilena and slow, then you need to have like just one finger. But in the fast passages, usually it's smart to put really all the fingers down and then lift them. For example, when you go up, you feel them. We're gonna talk about this later in other exercises, etudes. But this is something that when you have this, you see, I'm putting the fingers. I'm not doing this like this. Call it, my teacher Heiser was saying, the piano technique. So like this, because that's what we're gonna do when you don't think about it. That's what's usually they do this kind of stuff, when you don't think about it. But you need to pay attention and need to kind of teach them. Okay, guys, you need to be holding the string. And why are we doing that? Because I think it's also about this minimum movement, right? So when I put the finger and I put both of them already, so then I have to just lift one, and then must already stay. Because if I would do, you see how much movement I do, so much movement of this. So the case is to put it as little as possible. This the movement of the left hand. So I think will be all for tonight. I'm gonna continue tomorrow. So this is a really nice exercise, and those very short moments of relaxation, I'm gonna just maybe the releasing of the tension. You can also do it with your right hand, kind of pulling the, doing it. So it gives also, you see, in a way we have to separate the problems of the left and the right hand, but at the same time they're very much connected. So sometimes the one problem in one hand goes into other hands in other hands. So this is a connection between techniques, but our we do play violin using both hands, and that was Zahar Bron was saying very often that there's this kind of connection between two hands, and kind of slowing down the problems in one hand to to work it better, kind of slowing the time in one hand. So in a way here's like a slowing down in one hand, because what Kreutzer, because you could also play this way. So in a way, he wants to repeat 6 times this, because then it's slow. In a way, he's slowing down time. So I'm doing here 5, and so, and that's what also Zahar Brown does a lot. So in a way, he repeats certain pattern of, let's say, left hand with the same speed. So you kind of, your brain gets to the right right velocity, and then you kind of do it with both hands, and then you kind of you learn how to do it, because it's kind of easier to repeat it, something very small, difficult passages in a very small way, and then you connect another note, and then this way you kind of know, your body kind of learns how to do it slower, but in the end, in the speed that is at the end the most important one, like the speed that is useful for for the piece. So what I'm trying to say is that our brain works in a certain way that it needs help. So because this is what we're doing is very complicated for our brain. There's so much motion and so much reading notes and the intonation, rhythm, music, and then it's like levels of difficulty. So our brain gets a little bit dizzy, and very often does not see mistakes, and kind of say, okay, it's okay, don't worry, it's gonna be fine. But then you listen to your own playing and you go to a lesson, and it's a disaster, right? So this is something that we need to pay attention to a lot, is just to kind of know what you're practicing, why you're practicing, and how to use all your knowledge about yourself, about the world, about the music in your advantage. That kind of, like, you don't get stupid when you practice. I see this very often, like very intelligent musicians, very intelligent violinists. They can talk, about art, about philosophy, cosmos, or whatever, God, and then they go to the practice table, practice time, and they just go, in a circle, stupid, kind of faster, and this and that. So in a way, we need to kind of calm down with our practicing, know exactly what we're doing, why we're doing it, and then learning, and then applying your knowledge to your own advantage. So this is really now the end. Thank you very much for watching, and see you tomorrow. Bye.